With the battle looming closer, Sona and her team create a powerful magical barrier to surround Cruel Academy, while Irina, Zenobia, and Kiba are still missing from action. With a massive danger on the horizon, Akina reveals that she contacted Lucifer, the Devil King himself, for assistance against the fallen angel leader. As such, the group heads on forward where Issei is moved to a support role, so he can transfer his promotion powers to others within the squad. Upon reaching the courtyard of the school, Kokobile reveals that the Excalibur fragments are going to be forged into one, allowing supreme magical powers to form within it. As he toys with the group, Kokobile summons the Watchdog of Hades to take care of the Gremore team. During the battle, both Rias and Akino transform into their devil forms to launch a counter-offensive with Kaneko, while Issei attempts to boost their powers. Suddenly, Zenobia appears out of nowhere to save Issei, and she easily defeats one of the Cerberus demons in a single blow, until Issei finally is able to fully boost the girls. As such, Kiba also comes out of the shadows and protects Asha, while Akino blasts away the last of the Watchdogs. However, during the entire ordeal, Valper succeeds in combining the 4 Excalibur fragments into one, allowing Kokobile to gain massive power. With his own style of Rasengan, he lands a direct hit on Akino and Rias, causing Akino to fall from the sky. Meanwhile, Kiba charges towards Valper, but is easily dispatched due to him being hellbent on getting revenge on Valper. Freed then picks up Excalibur to commence battle against a very flexible Zenobia, where he uses shadow clones against her only to be dealt with after forgetting about Kaneko and Issei. Meanwhile, a battered Kiba confronts Valper, learning the truth of the Holy Sword project, and with the help of his friends from both the past and present, Kiba successfully manages to attain his balance breaker, the Sword of Betrayer. Kiba, using his newfound powers in tandem with Zenobia, who had summoned her Durandal, manages to successfully destroy the fused Excalibur. With Freed and the Excalibur out of the equation, Kiba then attempts to vanquish Valper, only for Kokobile to deal a final blow. Now apparently bored with distractions, Kokobile taunts Issei to boost as much as he can and to transfer his power, so with hands clasped together, he does so with Rias. As Issei continues to power up alongside Rias, he finally transfers his boosted powers to her, much to the excitement of Kokobile. She then unleashes a massive magical attack to no avail. Akino then also tries to attack Kokobile with her lightning powers, but he realizes that Akino is the daughter of the fallen angel leader Barakil, so Kokobile makes fun of Rias, claiming that she has the same habit of taking in weird people, very much like her brother. Angered by Kokobile's insults, Issei decides to take on Kokobile himself, where he calls Issei stupid. Nevertheless, Zenobia, Kiba, and Kaneko begin attacking Kokobile to buy time for Issei to boost his powers. However, despite the combined effort of all three, they still can't manage to inflict any significant damage on Kokobile. Suddenly, in the midst of battle, Kokobile proceeds to reveal that during the Great War of the past, both God and the 4 original Great Devil Kings actually perish in battle, much to the surprise of everyone in the present, especially Asha and Zenobia, who were shocked by the revelation. Despite the leaders of the 3 factions hiding the truth, Issei strongly states his dream of becoming a harem king no matter what, and along with Rias' sussy body incentive, Issei manages to rekindle his friend's fighting spirit by attacking Kokobile, powered by sussy thoughts and passion. However, before the fight could continue, the barrier field surrounding the school ground is destroyed as a new figure descends from the sky. Naming himself as the White Dragon Emperor Albion, the newcomer then proceeds to defeat Kokobile, tearing off his wings before negating the self-destruct spell that was previously cast on the school. He then collects Kokobile and Freed from the school ground and leaves with them in order to make them, especially Kokobile, answer for their crimes. Glad that the battle is over, Sona and her team proceed to fix up the school, while Kiba, having truly managed to get over his past with the help of his friends, swears fealty to best girl Rias once more, vowing to serve her alongside her other servants. The next day, both Issei and Asha are surprised to see Zenobia appearing in the Occult Research Club, wearing a Cruel Academy uniform. Zenobia then reveals that after learning about God's death, she reincarnated into a devil as Rias' knight and thus apologizes to Asha for her earlier rude remarks about the latter's past. Later, as Issei plays a video game with his client, who at the end reveals himself as the fallen angel's governor, Azazel, much to Issei's surprise. As Azazel continues to reveal his identity to Issei, he remarks that he infiltrated the town after getting wind of Kokobile's plans, and since he couldn't get directly involved, he sent an Albion to deal with him. He also tells him that the leaders of the 3 factions had decided to hold a summit, so Issei informs the Occult Research Club of the newfound information. The next day, the gang meets up with Zenobia, where the Occult Research Club is tasked with cleaning out the pool. Out of nowhere, Kiba announces to Issei that he will protect him no matter what, but his sussy speech alone in the changing room causes Issei to run out. Afterwards, Issei's dragon arm starts acting up again, forcing Akino to do some while the rest cleans up the pool. As Akino does the she starts baiting him and asks Issei to keep a secret. Unfortunately, Riaz ruins the moment. After punishing him, a jealous Riaz leaves the two, whereby the annual anime swimsuit episode commences. Riaz then asks if he likes her swimsuit, but Akino interrupts her while Asha appears as well, much to the delight of Issei. Later, Issei begins teaching Koneko how to swim while both Riaz and Akino begin competing with each other. As such, Issei pulls a big brain move to zoom in on the two, before having to teach Asha to swim as well. Riaz then attempts to bait Issei by ordering him to apply sunscreen on her back, resulting in a battle between Akino and Riaz. Sauce's episode 7 Season 2 for the cultured people. Regardless, after running away from the pool, Issei encounters Xenovia, who reveals she wanted to have a serious discussion with him. She then brings him into a room and says she has finally decided to have a womanly dream, which is to have a baby, but she wants her child to have his unique and strong genes. However, Riaz and Akino arrive where Akino states that she will be the one taking his first. Back at the Occult Research Club, Surzex and Grafia arrive at the club room to greet Riaz and her peerage, revealing that he was there for Riaz's class observation day, and he's here to investigate the area that will be used as the place for the meeting of the three factions. As such, Surzex and Grafia then head off to the Huda residence to greet Issei's parents, where Surzex agrees to spend the night in Issei's room. The next day, Riaz leaves the Huda residence earlier to guide Surzex and Grafia, while Asha goes to Xenovia's apartment, leaving Issei to walk alone to the school, where Issei encounters a young man who names himself as Valley, the White Dragon Emperor. As Valley proceeds to approach Issei, his dragon arm acts up again, but Valley is stopped by Kiba and Xenovia. Upon this, Valley rebukes them by claiming that if they can't beat the likes of Kokobile, then they would stand no chance against him. Valley, after asking Issei about what rank does he think he's at, replies that he must be in a 4-digit range when it comes to strength, due to his incomplete balance breaker. Valley then tells Riaz to nurture Issei properly and leaves after saying he's a busy person. Now resting in the sick room after meeting Valley, Trey begins talking to Issei and compares Valley's complete form, but Issei asks about his relationship with Albion. Drake then explains how the Heavenly Dragons didn't pick a side during the Great War, but two dragons began a fight, causing the three factions to team up against them. In the end, the two dragons were sealed within humans as sacred gears, thus explaining the history of the two. Back in his classroom, Issei is once again put into a comical situation due to Xenovia's lack of common sense with rubber protection, making him run away from the classroom. Afterwards, he runs into Riaz and Akino talking with Sona and Tsubaki, discussing their meeting with Valley earlier and their concern about the upcoming class observation. On the day of the class observation, after finishing his class, Issei meets up with Riaz and Akino until they hear about someone cosplaying in the gymnasium. Heading there, Issei meets Seraphal Leviathan, Sona's older sister and the current Satan with the title of Leviathan. Back at the Huda residence, Issei's father, Riaz's father, and Surzex are seen enjoying the videos that they took during the class observation, causing Riaz to run away in embarrassment, especially after Surzex's comment. Issei then follows Riaz, and the two share another intimate moment until Asha opens the door and says that Riaz is not being fair. As such, Riaz replies that the one thing that she learned from Akino is to be aggressive in romantic pursuits, making Asha reply that she will just have to take him by force if such a need arises. Surzex, however, interrupts and makes them stop fighting and gives Riaz permission to unseal her other bishop.